Rassie, just 3 changes in the starting lineup to the team that played Australia in Cape Town and got that very important win. Just the one in the back line with Willie LaRue coming in at 15, which makes it exactly the same back line that played New Zealand in Cape Town in last year's Rugby Championship. How important is it to have players with good memories of playing the All Blacks and to get that
Yeah.
sense of consistency?
Yeah, mate, I didn't realize that until you showed me that. But, we had the one hiccup against Australia. We would have loved to win both those games, and the first one went terribly wrong. But we were always thinking of rotating and experimenting and building a bit of squad depth. But we were always thinking of consolidating these 2 matches, because we always thought this will be make or break for the Rugby Championship. Obviously, the Australia loss has put us a bit on the back foot, but still, it's make or break in these 2 games. And yes, you'll experiment and build for the World Cup squads, but then there's some games where you just want to tighten it down and get the experience heads on. And yeah, as you say, it's a year later, and I mean, Willie would have played last week again. So it's the same back line, and if you go and look at the forward pack, there's 2 or 3 changes. I think Bongi played and so on. So that's how much respect we have for New Zealand.
It's amazing how injuries sometimes hit a certain position. Last year it was amongst the locks. This year it seems to be number 8. Just a word on Jean-Luc Dupré, who you've been very clear. He was named in the team for this week, had to withdraw before the Australia game, now picks up an injury.
It's actually more. He was named in the Barbarian team, and then his wife had to give birth, and he had to fly back. Then he was named last week in the Australia team, and he got gastro or stomach bug on the Friday. And then this week he was named in the team, and on Wednesday his knee ligament went. So, and he's a guy who's 30, so and he hasn't played for 7 years. So that's just bad luck. What can you do about that? But then Sia was always touch and go, and we've got the policy, if you not train on Mondays, you can't play on Saturday. But Sia trained fully on Monday, but then the team was already announced. So we don't have a crisis there. I thought Kwagga really did well last week when he played, and then next week Jasper Wiese is back again, and that's why we left Kobus at home, because we know Jasper is ready. I don't think we've got a crisis there. There's still Cameron, there's still Elrich, there's still Vincent, who's not an 8th man, and Ben Jason is out of the mix. I'm missing one now. Ivan, I said, Elrich, and Cameron. Yeah, so I don't think we also be need quite badly, but Jasper is back next week.
5-3 split on the bench, and in the second test cap potentially for Ethan Hooker. Special occasion for him at this stage of his career, and also for a Ruan Nokia starting alongside Evan Etzebeth again for the first time in New Zealand.
No, for sure, and not that we say we're always right, but we think the attributes that a guy like Ruan has played last year, I think 5 games on the trot, and I think he started in both New Zealand games, calling the lineouts, and that's why we have, what's his name, Loot on the bench, because Franco's not in the mix, and Ergie is more a 4 lock, so we're really leaning a lot on Ruan on the lineouts. And then we just think that attribute, what he has, he also has an engine that can cover the field a hell of a lot. And a guy like Ethan, his point of difference, we feel, is not this flashiness. And we feel that's what we're going to need, physicality, big outside backs, and so sometimes we think that's what will suit the match in this game, but then also give those guys a much needed experience, which we'll need, a 22-year-old and a 27-year-old experiencing Eden Park.
Just to clarify, because people will question it, that JC Creel is captaining the side, but Sia was not originally named, and he's come in, proved his fitness to come in for Jail.
No, I mean, me and Sia had the chat, and he came to me and he said, hey, of course, Jail was going to play, Jean-Luc, and Sia had to get through Monday's training, but, we wanted to announce the team internally on Sunday already, and then Sia did pretty well on Monday, and we had to see what his stiffness looked like on Tuesday, And then we said, no, he's actually ready to play, but the team has already been announced. Jesse is the captain, and next week we have both Sia and Jasper back into the mix, and hopefully Peter Steff gets through the game fine. So when JL did not or injured his knee, it would now be tough to say, okay, Sia, captain again, Jesse, or everything that we build it up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Sia suggested, and all good, the whole team understands it. But Sia is our captain for the rest of the year.
And just finally, how special for this group to be in Auckland, going to Eden Park? It's been 12 years since the Boks were at Eden Park.
No, look, I played a lot of Super Rugby matches here. I also played a game that we lost here proper. So, actually playing in New Zealand is special, but everything everybody's talking about, trust me, we feel it. We are nervous but excited. We are proud. And yes, we're looking forward to this match. And win or lose, I think both teams got a real good chance. We will give everything, and hopefully we have the smiles on Saturday night.